Hello everyone, this is Steve from Aircraft Specialty, and we have another video in our video lineup, How We Make It. Now in this video we're going to talk about one of our newer products, which are our custom wheel chocks for aircraft. Now you'll find the custom wheel chocks under the Pilot Shop tab and Wheel Chocks. Our custom wheel chocks we're extremely excited about. It's a new product that we've decided to do a little bit differently than some other companies out there. And what we've done with our wheel chocks is we make them out of aluminum. Now some of the other custom wheel chocks that I've seen are made out of steel. So we went with aluminum for a couple different reasons. Number one, aluminum is extremely lightweight. But we make it out of 6061 T6 aluminum, so what that does is it also gives us extreme strength on these wheel chocks. So they're extremely lightweight and strong, but also the 6061 T6 is extremely corrosion resistant. So even though the metal costs a little bit more than the corresponding amount of steel would cost, we're able to produce wheel chocks that you can throw in the back of your airplane with a minimal weight penalty. Now our wheel chocks are so incredibly light that basically one set of wheel chocks weighs only 9 ounces, and if you want a set of wheel chocks for each main wheel on your aircraft, you're talking just over a pound in weight. So it's something that's almost negligible that you can throw in your luggage compartment and not worry about. Now we also offer our custom wheel chocks in a couple different finish options. The least expensive option is bare aluminum. So we go ahead and we custom CNC engrave your wheel chock aluminum and then go ahead and deburr it for you and then send it to you in bare aluminum. Now you have a couple options. You can either go ahead and paint it, or at this point you could go ahead and spend the time to polish it and get a really bright mirror polished finish, which would look really nice. Otherwise, we offer the wheel chocks in a powder coated gray color or a powder coated black. Now we also offer wheel chocks either in one set of wheel chocks or two sets of wheel chocks. And you'll notice when you take a look at the pricing that if you order two sets of wheel chocks, it's not double the cost of one set of wheel chocks. The majority of the time is spent for us in the setup and the preparing everything to get done. So if you want two sets of wheel chocks, we basically are charging you for the additional materials cost and the additional machining time. As with everything else at Aircraft Specialty, we try to make ordering easy. So we have an interactive form where you can input the data that you would like on your wheel chock. Now you'll see front chock and rear chock. So what you put in the front chock field is what you'd like to be visible from the front of the aircraft or the front of the wheel. And rear chock is what you'd like visible at the rear of the chock that goes on the back of the wheel. So in this case, we're going to input an N number, and then on the rear chock, we're going to input C150 because this is a Cessna 150 aircraft. Once we're done, we'll click Add to Cart. Now in this case, we've added to cart one set of wheel chocks in bare aluminum. Once this is done and you check out, all the information comes to us at Aircraft Specialty and we can get started. Now similar to our fuel cap engraving, we have to input all this data into our CNC software. You'll see from this screen that we've already input the N number for the aircraft, and then for the rear chock we've input C150 as the customer wanted. Once we've done this, we run the process and then we verify via simulation that the machine is going to do the correct cutout. Now if you'll notice that it's going over the same area multiple times. The reason is we use a very small diameter cutter so that we can go ahead and get a real crisp engraving and make sure that we're not leaving any material behind in the radiuses of this stencil font. In doing so, we have to make multiple passes so that we don't end up breaking the tool bit because it's fairly thick aluminum and a fairly thin tool bit, so we can't push the machine too hard. Once we've run the simulation and we've verified that it's going to do the correct cuts, we do the same thing that we did with the fuel cap software, or the fuel cap engraving, which is going ahead and post-processing it. This is putting it into a code that the machine can understand. For your wheel chocks, we're talking about a couple different thousand lines of code here that the CNC machine can understand. Once we've done that, we transfer the data over to the machine and we let it get to work. Once we've moved our aluminum pieces over to our CNC machine, what you'll see here is the process getting started. Now you'll notice how slow we have to actually have this machine move to engrave and how many passes we take. Like I was telling you, that's because we're using a very small diameter cutter and we want to make sure that we don't end up snapping the bit off. So it's a quite lengthy process on the machine in order to actually produce a set of custom chocks. we're going to go ahead and we're going to fast forward through the process in order to show you our completed set of chocks. Once we've finished machining your chocks, we take them off the CNC machine, we deburr them, and then if you choose to have them powder coated, we clean and powder coat them. Once the chocks are all complete and ready for shipment to you, we attach the little metal attachment lanyard between the two chocks, and then they're ready for shipment. And here's a picture of the completed chocks from Aircraft Specialty.